Welcome to this week's Yes with Tamika and Marissa. Today we're going to talk about, does the punishment fit the crime? Tamika, how you doing?
Good. How about you?
Good. How's your week?
Not bad. The weather's been really, really nice.
It has,
I found this beach. So I've been over in this area before, but like I went out to an early dinner with one of my friends, and when I pulled into the parking lot, I was like, oh, I've been here before. I had taken my mother there, but in the winter. So like when it was cold out, it wasn't winter, but it was not ideal weather.
Right.
And so when I pulled in there, I was like, oh my God, the restaurant is like on the water. The tables are in the sand. That kind.
What?
Yes. When I say on the water, I mean
it's
on. They have a private beach.
Literally.
They have their own private beach where people can't just go up in there and lay down. Only people in the restaurant can.
What?
Enjoy. Yeah. It's like up on the water. It's ridiculous.
Oh my
word.
But
when I went there before, we sat inside because it was too cold. Like,
right.
You know. Anyway, so then before I got there though, I had the navigator on, and I saw that, you know, I could see the water. I was like, usually when you're near the water, excuse me, there's other areas. You know, the water's big. You know what I mean? This is on the North Shore, and so I drive a little bit further. They have this big ass. It's the town park, right? With soccer fields, basketball court, like all of that, and it's open, it's free on the beach.
Oh my
word!
No,
you don't have to pay.
What?
I'm like, where on Long Island are you gonna find that?
You better not say it.
But it's because it's a park.
You're not
that
saying
it's free. I don't think you can really charge
for
when
a
it's
park, right?
a park. Like you think about most beaches, the park with the swing sets and all that, you can get in free if you go beyond that to the beach.
Yeah.
But because this is like an open.
Oh, that's
I think they're having like a fair there because those trucks that come with the Ferris wheel, they're like parked in there. So I guess anyway.
It's gorgeous.
I've been going there after work a couple times.
Oh.
This week I went and I just, fire up the laptop.
That's why you seem so zen right now.
No, I just I just came from the beach too, near you, and I'm zen because probably have a couple conversations with people, and then. You know what? Today's not the day. I don't feel like arguing.
I was going to ask how your cough was, but I heard it just before.
Yeah, it's not as bad as it was. Anyway, how are you?
How are you? I'm good. I'm hot. I feel like I'm melting, but I'm good. So I want to talk to you about something.
Okay.
It's, does the punishment fit the crime? So Alabama, and starting the sentence with Alabama, like it starts in Alabama. I'm not going to give my opinion yet. I want to just discuss it first. It started, Alabama lawmakers passed bill requiring chemical castration for child molesters. And it depends on where you are. So when you're leaving prison for certain sexual offenses for children under the age of 13, they're required to be chemically castrated when leaving prison. Now, that is when a person is given an injection or pills to significantly reduce libido. Right now, it was introduced by State Representative Steve Hurst from Calhoun County. You got any thoughts?
I like really reducing a male's sexual urge. It's for men, right? Because it's like,
I think men or women.
I thought it was like mainly geared towards men. Okay, so it's men and women.
It doesn't specify.
If you think of sex offenders, I mean, you do. I guess there are a lot of women.
Mm-hmm.
We always see the blonde, blue-eyed teacher in court that gets off. They use the best picture of her, and she's like, fucking a 15-year-old, and then I'm sorry, he approached me. It's like damsel in distress. If it's a guy, it's like, oh, it's a monster.
He's a monster.
They're the same damn thing.
Yeah.
The guy they ran up with a few years ago, he ran up with a student.
Yes.
It happens all the time. They look at him, and rightfully so, he should be looked at as a monster.
Right.
But the female should be looked at the same way. And bringing this into what you were saying with the crime, does the crime fit the punishment?
Yeah.
You can probably look at the punishment that is given to these women as opposed to the men, and I'm sure we both know It varies drastically.
Yeah.
But anyway, it's chemical castration. I think that I don't know. It's like weird. Is that really going to change anything?
I don't know.
Because I don't know if it's a sexual thing or a dominant thing.
Or like a mental, like brain chemicals.
Having power over someone.
Yeah, your brain chemicals. But if that's, I don't know, would that be connected? Like, are your brain chemicals and your libido urges, is that like connected?
You know what? I don't know, but you know what pisses me off?
Oh my gosh.
The fact that Alabama want to ban abortion. Okay? But you're okay with chemical castration. To me, they kind of go hand in hand. It may not be exactly the same, but we're talking about prevention of life in both ways, in both forms. What it depends on at what point it starts at. Obviously, there's a lot of people that believe the point of the
conception.
Conception is basically okay. You're pregnant 4 weeks, like 4 weeks, really. You know how long for some women they might not even know for like 3 months.
Yeah. So you're speaking of one.
I mean, can you imagine?
Yeah.
If you weren't in a position where you could, we're getting into another realm right here.
Yeah.
It's pissing me off, so I'm gonna chill, go back to my zen. We need to record this on the beach one day, but how is that vary from chemical castration in terms of the idea of prevention? And obviously the crime isn't going to fit the punishment. They're talking about people that have abortions and people that perform. The doctor go to jail for 100 years for performing an abortion on a fetus that's 4 weeks old. I mean, not even born.
Yeah, under 4 weeks old. But you know what? My thing with that is measurements, because they do all this based on measurements of a sonogram to determine how old the fetus is. But that's what I'm saying. Some people
measurement, right?
Literally have gigantic ass babies.
Right.
Like, so
you know, remember we used to call them the Amazonians?
Yes.
You did. I didn't know who they were. Then I met them. I was like, oh, okay.
Oh, yeah,
well, no, I didn't meet them. I met Amazonian Part 2.
Yeah. Part deuce. But, and you know it's fucked up when you're the runt of the family and you're like 6'5".
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
well, that's Michael Strahan. He's like 6'7", something like that, around between 6'5" and 6'7", and he's the tallest in the group, and everybody else is like 6 feet.
But this is
they're all mad short. I'm like, wow, they're short.
Mind you, they're all 6 feet.
Well, they're 2 times the size of me. So.
3 times the size of me.
Imagine the shortest one. It's like 5'10". Like, oh, you shrimp.
You know, right? Like, yeah. Really? But so now imagine the shortest one in that group is 6'5". So could you imagine how big a 3-week-old fetus is?
So they're measuring their feet. They're determining by the size of the fetus.
Fetal measurement, but you also have to. They're also trying to determine between last menstrual cycle, which
she can lie.
Not only that, not everyone has. Your menstrual cycle isn't always accurate. It isn't always.
You know how many women are irregular? Before I started taking the pill, my shit was so irregular. Like I was just like, when I live with you, I got it at the same time as you.
Yeah.
You know, like
it constantly changes. But not only that, but you have to think too, like some people don't ovulate every 28 days. Sometimes they're at a 36-day cycle or even a 22-day cycle.
Right.
It all depends.
So now when you flip that with the chemical castration.
Yeah.
For me, for some reason, it just feels more like a man thing. I'm sorry. I can't even imagine doing that to a man.
Not doing it to men? You mean like to a female?
Yeah. It doesn't. When I think of castration, even though I know it's not, it's basically a pill.
Or an injection, yeah.
Right. It doesn't, when I think of the word castration, I think chop off.
Oh,
and so then I immediately think men.
Yeah, but female castration is very big.
But I'm just saying, for me, personally speaking, when I think of, I think of Lorena Bobbitt, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't think and when I think of pedophile, I don't think of women. I think it's the way our society, takes in things. And so I think this particular thing in Alabama it's not really geared towards women. It's more geared towards men. because when you think of pedophilia, do you think they would do that to a blonde, blue-eyed woman? Do you think they had that person in mind?
When they were thinking of this? Oh, you already know who they have. It's Alabama. You already know who they have in mind.
Who's going to pay for it? Mexico.
Like, seriously, who's paying for it? But I don't know. This is tough because it's a very sore subject. It's a very I don't understand pedophilia. Not that anyone does. I know do we blame this on a chemical imbalance in the brain? Do we blame this? Like, there's no blame. I just don't know. And the thing is, pedophiles know that it's wrong, that they're not supposed to do that. That's why there's so much grooming and everything's behind closed doors, and there's so many things that happen. So you already know it's wrong, but you say you can't help yourself. There's something there. So now, by reducing libido, what does that do? That's what I'm saying. Is your brain chemistry affected as well by the reduction of libido? Are these desires still gone?
I find it interesting that you keep hearing about these laws that are being proposed it's being proposed by people who don't have a medical degree. So, for example, this proposed Alabama law, it says under the proposed law, a judge, not a doctor, would tell the offender about the effects of the treatment. To me, that's already...
Wait a minute, that's a flag already, right there.
An offender could choose to stop getting the medication and return to prison to serve the remainder of their term. So this is basically...
This is a get-out-of-jail-free pill.
Right. Anyone who... And does it stop... Okay, let me finish reading.
Okay.
I'm already getting pissed. Which remainder of their term, anyone who stopped receiving the castration treatment without approval would be considered guilty of a Class C felony, punishable under Alabama law by up to 10 years in prison and a fine of up to $15,000. What is the point of this? This is like the stupidest. It doesn't even seem harsh. It doesn't even seem.
No.
So what if you get sentenced for 5 years? You're up for parole and forth. Like, I'll just hang out.
Yeah. I just don't. And I don't know.
Like I told you, I do not believe this. They said for all people. See, this is the other thing they said. Chemical castration is a misnomer, as the process leaves the testes intact, can be reversed, and does not prevent a man from reproducing. I'm telling you, this is not about women.
This is not about true
pedophilia. It does not guarantee a man's sexual urge will be eliminated. There's no consensus on whether chemical castration would be effective for women. This is what I'm trying to tell you. It has nothing to do. This is geared towards specific people. This is not. So it's like, okay, so you don't.
So Becky, who's fucking the 13-year-old, she's alright.
She alright.
Wow.
So that's what I'm saying. These Alabamians.
Alabamians.
And Representative Hurst and them.
It's a very. I feel like. What you remember when you're a kid and no. I'm using the wrong analogy right now for this topic. It's just one of those things like, you know what, your heart's in the right place. Oh, bless your heart. Bless your heart. That's a bless your heart.
Right.
Because I feel like, you know, you're on the right track. You're just in the wrong race right now.
Yeah.
Like, thank you. I appreciate you, but you're in the wrong race
right now. Could we focus
on
something else? Because, you know, like, bro.
Because yet again,
get your shit together before you start putting...
Well, this is not going to pass.
Clearly, this isn't his first time foray. He said in 2011 he proposed a bill that would have required surgical castration, removing parts of the testes for people convicted of sex offenses involving children under 13. So he's.
And then what happens when you're found innocent?
Don't even get me started on people that come out innocent. I just fucking watched that Ava DuVernay miniseries.
Yeah,
When They See Us. Have you seen it?
I can't. I need to be in a headspace for it.
I keep telling people, it's like, it ain't about you and your head. Well, I don't say headspace, but
But yeah, it ain't about you and your fucking feelings. Yeah.
Yes, because it's like, get over it. You gotta some pain you gotta feel. Some pain you gotta feel, because you think about on the flip side of that, they actually felt it.
Yeah.
The woman that was raped, there's 6. My mother said there were 6 victims, not 5, 6.
Did you have
not
you
one?
heard?
I'm sorry, 6.
Yeah. Did you see that case where a judge ruled out rape because she begged her rapist to put a condom on? So,
I heard.
So she, in turn, gave consent.
Ain't that some shit? We cannot catch a. I don't know. Like.
No. No.
Anyway, so the punishment don't fit the crime. So when I'm going back to with the castration thing though, so we're just reading that right now. Like there's no indication that this has any effect on women.
Yeah.
So obviously
this is made for a specific archetype.
Right.
I wonder if we could email him and ask more questions.
Well, he's been bombarded and he has no comment at the moment. You just proposed a bill and you ain't got no comments? Dead on arrival, bro.
Where's
like,
your frequently asked
you got
questions?
one job, answer questions. You serve the people. If I want to say, actually, where do you eat dinner every day?
You better tell me.
McDonald's or Burger King? Tell me. Did you ever eat Roy Rogers? You know what I mean?
First of all, I really need. Do you remember that old movie where they talked about the fast food wars? It had to do with Sylvester Stallone and Sandra Bullock was in it.
No.
And they talk about fast food wars, and this like now like fast food is like major restaurants like 5-star Michelin. And can you listen, homie? Can you imagine if McDonald's, Burger King, and Wendy all got their shit together?
They do in Argentina. Remember when McDonald's we passed? They had
the McCafe. No, I'm talking like you have McDonald's French fries, Burger King nuggets.
Oh. See, no,
Wendy's
I'm going with
Frosty.
the Burger King Whopper, McDonald's.
Burger King. Mouth is
have
watering.
you ever had? Okay, so they had a thing on GMA. We're diverting as usual. On GMA, I think it was GMA. One of those shows where they said they did a poll of the favorite fries,
right.
The top French fries in fast food or whatever.
Right.
What are your favorite ones?
McDonald's and Wendy's.
I said to myself, I was like, oh, it's got to be McDonald's. McDonald's was like last.
What?
The number one fry, which then when they said it, I was like, oh yeah.
What?
Oh yeah.
Oh wait.
Shake Shack.
I've never had Shake Shack.
Homie, it changed your life.
Really?
Yeah, it was. Those fries are. They like this. The perfect crisp flavor. It's
what?
like. And I wanted to go. I was ready, but
really?
there was a lot of places that came ahead of it, and I was like, I had to co-sign.
Wow.
Yeah. It was. I wasn't even.
Who knew?
Yeah, it was. I was like, yeah, McDonald's is looking kind of whack right now. They're not the top fries, I would say. I wish I could remember which.
What else was on there?
Yeah, I know it was like it was a poll or whatever. Oh, Arby's was number one.
I've never had
Arby's.
Arby's.
I mean, not number one, but it was top. Arby's, Shake Shack, Wendy's, Popeyes. And McDonald's was like low on the totem pole.
Really?
I think people are just hating. They're like not feeling McDonald's right now. They're not trying to be 2 billion served. But anyway, so back to
chemical castration.
Oh my God! I wanted to transition with that a little bit. With the punishment part.
Right.
So you heard about this guy, Scott Peterson. Mm-hmm. He's the ex-school resource officer who's been accused of neglect in the Parkland shooting.
Yeah.
From a few years, it was like 2 or 3 years ago.
When you hear when you see that
happened
coward.
Like last year, I think.
When you see that coward run in
right.
the other way.
So they're saying he could get like close to 100 years in prison. Do you think that is?
Does the punishment fit the crime?
Yeah.
So what happens with other officers that physically have a gun in their hand and kill innocent people? Why is
97 years he's facing?
So, but here, just hear me out. I do believe he's a coward. Truly, I do believe.
Okay.
You put yourself. while you might not think anything like that's going to happen, you put yourself in a position to protect kids. Kids.
You signed up for that.
You signed up for that.
Nobody made you be...
Exactly. There's tons of jobs. Nobody made you that. You signed up to protect kids, and you ran the other way like a coward, and then you told people not to go into the building. You're a coward. You're an absolute coward. Kids died because of you. Kids died. But what about these police officers and that physically have a gun in their hand, and they're scared individuals, and because they're so scared they shoot people that they're threatened by, and they're not even armed.
They're both motivated by fear.
They're both motivated by fear. So why
different.
is he getting 97 years and these other people get what, desk duty?
We don't know if he's getting that or not, but
it's an option.
It's an option.
It's an option.
That's the whole
is what
thing.
I'm saying. It's an option, and he's going to be vilified for the rest of his life. Why is it not the same elsewhere? Does his punishment fit the crime? Absolutely not. I don't think 97 years. But damn.
I know.
Like, why him? And he's white too.
Well, you can't be like, why him?
But he's white too. Like, I'm really surprised.
Well, you'd be surprised if he gets off scot-free. Then I'd be like, okay.
I don't think he's going to get off scot-free. It's because it's even an option.
No pun intended, right?
Oh, Scott Peterson. No pun intended. That was clever.
I think that it's like weird because you never, like, Whoopi mentioned this on The View. It's like you tell somebody something and they're like, "What I would have did this, that, and the other," right? Everybody tells you what they would have did.
Yeah, Monday morning quarterback. Right?
Yes, it's funny because this happened to me over the past week. Because you and I say I had an incident. I didn't have an incident. I was racially profiled, and I told my family about it.
Mm-hmm.
And there's certain members of my family who I know you would know exactly what I'm talking about. If I would have did that, I would have beat the shit out of her.
No, everybody wouldn't. I don't think they
everybody has something to say.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, you don't know in that moment what you're gonna do. Like, you don't know until you're in that moment.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I explained to them, like, I have a slick mouth. I can talk. And finally, towards the end, you know, I questioned this person, and she pretty much fell back because she knew she wanted to go there.
Right.
But you don't know. Like, obviously, after the effect, it's like you think of what you could have said or I should have said this, that, and the other. I'm sure the same thing. People are looking at Scott Peterson. If I was there, I would have ran in, and you don't know what you're going to do until you're there. The man could have panicked. Just because he's been a cop for 30 years doesn't mean he's ever dealt with anything like this. Yeah. I'm sure there are cops who have never had to use their gun.
Never.
You know, I'm sure there are cops that just, they're parts of the country where it's just like, you think about like Long Island. There's parts of Long Island where they're in by the water. There's a little hut there, and all they do is get their coffee and they patrol the area.
Yeah.
They don't give tickets. They're getting paid by the people that live there. You know what I'm saying? So they have no reason to ever pull their guns. So I'm not sitting here trying to defend the man. I'm just saying it's easy to pass judgment when you're not in that situation.
Right. But at the same time, I will say this. In the climate that our country is in, and you're a resource officer at a school, you know that there's a high probability that something's going to pop off.
Right.
And you need to be ready. Don't be my school. Now, you know, you've seen this neighborhood, you've seen my school. There was an incident, and cops came, and the resource officers acted accordingly. Like, full on, like, oh no, this shit's getting shut down right now. Full on, ready to work.
Right.
Nobody turned their back. Nobody ran away.
Well, I think you can say, for the most part, that was the same situation in Parkland. It's just this one person.
But his actions could have prevented.
He didn't have to make his people turn away. That's what he should go to jail for.
Kids could have died.
Kids did die.
That's
17.
I mean, I'm trying to say it in the reverse. He could have saved lives.
Yeah. I think he should definitely go to jail.
Oh, absolutely.
I just don't think 97. Like, what's 97?
97 years.
He's 56. I mean,
like, really? Yeah, that's stupid.
To me,
but at the same time, like, you're gonna vilify him. Yes, he should be vilified.
Right.
Yes, but I want you to have that same energy with somebody who's wearing a badge.
Right.
Have that same, a different badge.
Right.
Have that same energy.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
I think about like, there was a police officer, and he worked in housing in downtown Manhattan, and he was, the way they patrol the housing in the projects is they have to take the elevators all the way up. They split up, and then one rides the elevator down, and then 2 or 3, they could be partners or solo, and they kind of like go down the stairwells, like usually on opposite ends, and they go down. This one new cop was very, very scared. It was probably, I think, his second week on the job, something very new, very fresh. He had his hand with his gun out, and he had it on the trigger, which you shouldn't be walking around like that. You can't be cocked, locked, and 2 smoking barrels. You can't do that. He got scared when he opened the stairwell door because somebody was going down. He got scared and shot and killed a kid.
Crazy. There are consequences. You think about people. You see with people. You always see this time of year somebody left their kid in the car. Oh. I'm sorry you messed up and you forgot. That doesn't what's the word? Doesn't excuse you from having to pay the crime. Pay for the crime. Yeah. The kid is still dead or brain damage, whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
I'm sorry that you killed a kid with your trigger finger thing and you were scared. I'm sorry. That's between you and your God. Person's still dead.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Scott Peterson, that you were too scared to run in there.
And you told other people to leave.
That's where you fucked up. You fucked up by just standing outside.
But you see the video where he bends down and runs away like a coward. Like he would have knocked over that kid that was standing next to him.
It's crazy. So, we all do shit that, damn, I should have did this, that, the other.
Yeah.
It may not be to the extreme, but there's always consequences to that.
Yeah.
And so he needs to go to jail. I'm not saying 97 years.
No.
He needs to go to jail.
Yeah. But it's an option here. Make it an option everywhere.
Right. It needs to be cop killers. It needs to be cops that kill.
Yeah.
Like
murderer. Red rum.
I don't know. It's crazy.
I don't know.
There's just a lot of situations where the punishment, does the punishment fit the crime? But I always keep messing up the title, where the punishment does not always fit the crime. We see this all the time, but it is what it is.
Have you ever, for lack of a better word, punished someone in your surrounding that did something to you that you after you done calmed down and after everything, you're like, well, yeah, that's probably not the best. That was not the best reaction.
When you con someone?
No. Like you, essentially, do you ever? I have stopped, in my early days. I've literally stopped talking to people over bullshit, and then I'm like, damn, yeah, you know what? I didn't have to blow up. I didn't have to say all that, and I have to stop talking to them. That was so silly. I think about it now, my punishment to them didn't fit the crime.
Well, most of the time when you're punishing somebody, they don't even know they're being punished. That's how your MO in life.
But no, they're cut out. That's it. We're done.
But I don't know if they always realize that. If this, see, I think the best. And I've never done this, but if I had the wherewithal to do it and strength to tell somebody to their face, we had some good times, rode a roller coaster or two, cracked a beer together. But I really don't like you because of A, B, and C. And so there are times people come in your life and leave. Good luck to you. See ya.
Tamika's out.
I've never done that to anybody. Have I wanted to do that? Yes. But I do take the coward route and I just, ghost somebody.
I've done that to boys I dated.
I've done it to friends. I've told you about friends. Me and you have gone to people's house, got in the car, leaving, yeah, that's the last time I'm
going to see them. Yeah. Oh, yeah. You and I both definitely. It's not. Ain't happening.
We drove to this person's house. Yeah. One person's house. And we drove very far to go there.
Yeah.
We got in the car and I was like, yeah, that was it for me.
Yeah.
You're like, really? I was like, Yeah, we've gone out to
Over.
dinner with certain people, left and call each other from our respective cars. Yeah, I'm not going out to dinner with that.
This is
Yeah,
over.
that was the last dinner.
That was the last time.
And I haven't seen or spoken to these people. Like, it might be a social media thing.
Yeah.
Like, hey, happy birthday. You know, some bullshit.
not even.
But nothing. Yeah, not even.
But see, like, I don't know, for with friendships, I just ghost. But with people that I had dated, or like, you know, you're trying to like develop something, I feel like, you know what, I'm gonna do the universe a solid. Listen, you know why it's not gonna work? Because you're shady, or you say things.
You've said that to people?
Absolutely.
I can't imagine. I don't believe you.
But I'm
Really?
never gonna see them again. Yeah. It's boys that I dated, because like we don't have mutual friends, nothing. It was one of those things that, like, listen, the way you spoke, or, you know, we went out to eat and you took my leftovers, and, you know, like, not
Yeah, that's a no-no. Don't reach over and take one of my fries.
No.
Especially if it's a Shake Shack fry. Just keep your muddy paws. Yeah, I mean, with guys that I've dated, I'm very blunt, especially if I don't plan to see them. Like, you know this, like, I'm putting it out there on Front
Right.
Street, but I was dating a guy. I don't know if you call it dating, if you just, relations with a guy. And finally I was like, it wasn't even next morning, it was that night. No, it was the next morning.
Okay.
I don't remember.
It doesn't matter.
It does, because it makes a difference. Like, if it's the
okay.
next morning, I let him stay.
Oh.
at
That's
my
not
house.
like you.
No, what are you, Marissa?
No, I'm joking.
Seriously? Oh, wow.
Wow.
Let's change the subject. I'm not
No,
gonna go there.
finish. No, I want you to finish.
I just basically tell them they don't got to go home, but
Yeah.
you need a ride to the train station. That kind of thing. So.
I love how you get on your computer, like, the next train is at such
Yes,
and such.
I'll Google the shit out of something for someone. 2:15. Yeah. So.
You know what I have done also, like, with friends, not friends, because they're not my friends anymore. This is why I have no friends. Everybody's an acquaintance, and then I call you my friend, and then if you hurt my feelings, oh, you're back to an acquaintance, and I'm like, and people feel like I'm treating them differently. Yeah, because we're acquainted now. You're not my friend anymore. And they get all funny. Well, I already got funny, right? But anyway, I'm sensitive, apparently.
You're not sensitive. I think you just. I really haven't figured you out. I don't know.
I need another 20 years.
I think you are like most people, where you go through a period of time where you will give more energy. And like I say, most people, I do the same damn thing.
Mm-hmm.
And when I say you, I do the same damn thing. Like, we all, if you think about
it is me,
everybody who-
I am bitches.
Right.
Yeah.
Give a little bit more respect and leeway to people that are not your family and your friends. Like, you'll let an acquaintance get away with bullshit.
Because they don't matter. Yeah,
you're
right. Yeah,
but
no,
to
you're
the
right.
person that's your friend, it's like, really?
Yeah.
You would never let me.
Yeah.
You
No,
know
you're
what I'm
right.
saying?
You're
So anyway.
right.
But anyway, that has. I don't know if it has anything really to do with punishment, but in a way, I guess you can kind of correlate it.
Correlate it.
From what we're doing, and go from there.
I want to talk to you about, but see, here's I will correlate, because when somebody be talking smack about you and your friend, right? Like, you're like, oh, bitch, no. Like, you're dead to me not only today but forever.
Mm-hmm.
As Cardi B says, if you got a problem with me, you got a problem with me forever. So we're gonna sort of transition to.
Yep, that's trending.
So I want to talk about Wendy Williams.
Okay.
I love her. I feel like.
I think you have a love-hate relationship with her.
Oh yeah, definitely, because I feel. But here's the thing, though. Now that she's getting a divorce, I feel like she's growing up. Finally, I feel like her life was stifled quite a bit. But apparently, during the blogosphere, they're claiming that she's trying to shop her tell-all, especially with this divorce and things. She's trying to shop to Gayle King, and Gayle King said, "Nuh-uh." But she had a lot of smack to say about Wendy and Gayle. Oprah and Gayle. So.
Oh, Wendy did.
Yeah, Wendy did.
What did she say?
She's always talking about,
She didn't really say, considering the stuff that she says, she don't really say nothing bad about them.
Not really, but remember during her radio days, she would talk about how they're both gay.
Oh yeah, she would intimate it.
She would intimate.
Yeah, so if you wanna, not you, but if you
got that energy long ago, you got a problem with me, you got a problem forever.
Okay, so I just got this text message. I just have to bring it up real quick.
Ooh.
It's from someone named Eric Trump. I want you to be one of the first to sign my father's official birthday card.
Who the fuck? Who? What? How? What?
Anyway.
How?
They don't know who I is?
How he got your number?
And they sent it to my work phone. I'm just like,
how he got your number?
This must be spam, because I ain't on no registries.
Wow.
You know me. I don't even comment on celebrities.
No.
It's a rarity. If
Never.
I comment on celebrity, I just like I can't hold my tongue.
Yeah.
Like on social, I don't want
people
be liking all their celebrity photos.
Not me.
I'd be like, really? Mm-mm. Like you. That's. I know we're switching. I'm changing the subject, but that's one of my biggest pet peeves, is when you have relatives, friends, cousin, aunties, grandparent, whatever.
Exactly
they will like the fuck out of Cardi B. You post a picture with you and your mama, radio silence. I'm your fucking family. Like me.
Like me, bitch.
Like you
make a comment on me, bitch.
You're supposed to like me before you go liking
this other bullshit that people you ain't never gonna meet.
And
did you see that thing with 50? Some guy rolled up on him while he was out on a date.
No, I didn't.
Did you see that video?
No.
This guy was like, trying to square up and everything. 50 looked like he looked like a giant. He is thick and tall, and this little scrappy dude is like trying to like square off. But the video that I saw, it cut off, and he's just looking at him, and like the girl he's with, she's kind of like looking over, like, really, and she's like not even paying no mind. Usually, you know how sometimes when you're like, oh my god, my man's gonna fight, they're like, stop, and she's just standing like, can you just knock him the fuck out so we can leave? It's the funniest
get it
video.
Over with. Yeah, I didn't see that.
Yeah, but I know people listening to this are going to comment on that. No, absolutely not. But people listening are going to be like, oh, mollywop them, whatever, share. But y'all ain't commenting on this issue. I'd be asking people to fucking at me.
I'm just saying, like, could y'all like and comment on your family and friends before you go like and comment on people you will never meet in your life? You're never going to meet Diddy. Okay? No. And if you did, trust it from somebody who met him several times.
Yeah. He
ain't what he shows to be on social media.
I've
met him more than once. I can't base it on one time.
No, it's
the times that I've met him, it's okay.
And he ain't gonna give you the energy in a conversation either.
No,
so,
unless you got something that he can get.
That's it.
There's just nothing. Anyway, but y'all go ahead and like his stuff. I mean, I follow him on social media.
I want to see what he's doing.
I'm not, I
want to see Diddy's Christmas.
Anyway, so yeah, right. The Combs cartel. But anyway, so with the Wendy and
Gayle,
do you think that there is bias in journalism?
Absolutely, because people have been making mention if Wendy didn't look the way she did, but I have to say too though, I don't think it's a black-white issue with Gayle and Oprah. I think it's more of like because she talked about them. I think it's more that, but there's where that bias goes, because it would be a great story. She's got some pretty good ratings. She's got a morning show. People are interested.
I just don't understand, if this is true, why should we go to Gayle over Robin Roberts? Robin Roberts has been on the Wendy show.
Yeah.
Same time slot.
Yeah, but do you think that it would still be like a great interview though with Robin Roberts? I don't find her to be a great interviewer.
She's done some. I mean, it's not even at this point when it comes to journalism. Are they even asking the right questions?
No.
I follow this journalist Soledad O'Brien, and she stay. You need to start following her. She'd be blowing everybody's spot up. They'll be like, yeah, but she's like, I'm sick of them with the yes or no questions. She's like, where's the real journalism? She's right.
Yeah.
It's like when you ask a question, ask an open-ended question.
Yeah.
When we were in sales, that was
sales
number
one. Thing.
Open-ended.
Yeah.
Probing. Not like, do you want toothpaste? What kind of toothpaste do you use?
Yeah.
Make assumptions.
Yeah.
So if you're interviewing Wendy Williams, it's not like, are you happy about being divorced? What led to the divorce?
Yes.
I heard that there was domestic violence. Can you speak on that? You know, it's like,
Right.
so I think when it comes to journalism, back to the bias thing, I don't know if Gail might have interviewed Wendy if she was white, but I think that the main reason she probably didn't interview her is what you touched on.
Yeah.
Because she was
But
going into stuff in the past.
But I gotta tell you though, that wouldn't be the best ass interview, because you know when you're salty and you gotta speak to somebody that you don't give a fuck about them, you don't respect them, you want to spit on their opinion. Do you know how great of an interview that would have been?
What, Gail interviewing?
Yes, because you know Gail is salty as fuck. Gail has a way. She's very intelligent, and she has a very underhanded way to throw shade and salt on you.
See, the thing that I've noticed from Gail's interview is like she always wants to be friends with the person she's interviewing.
Yeah.
Which is
she's stupid.
Even before she was at CBS, like she would interview people and it's like, oh, we go out and get a burger or go drinking. I'm going to see Beyonce at the club. You know what I mean? It's like trying to relate to them on whatever level that is. Where the problem that I have with Robin is that she's always with the bless your heart, God loves you, which is fine.
No, yeah,
I know. I don't want to be like I love God, but everything ain't about religion and spirituality.
Yeah. I want to know the dirt.
Like when she was interviewing, which I thought was a good interview with Selma Blair, my cousin.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that it was a good interview because, Selma's going through her what is it? MS, right? But at the same, and I thought that she revealed a lot, and you kind of felt heartbroken and trying not to feel sorry for her because that's not where she's coming from.
Yeah.
But I felt like Robin was very like she tried to get more on the emotional aspect. So I think if she was to interview Wendy, she would be like a sympathetic sister, as opposed to.
No, I want to know. So if you remember Nicole,
that's why we need to have back.
Who?
Barbara Walters. Because Barbara wouldn't give a shit. She don't care.
What's the other white lady with the blonde hair? She was on
Diane Sawyer.
Yes. Remember what is this? Cocaine?
The Rihanna one?
Yep.
And the Whitney.
Yes. So what is this? Cocaine? Show me the receipts.
Oh my God. Yeah, Diane Sawyer would be a good one. I think she's good, and she does a lot of research.
She does.
She ain't got none but time these days. She comes out, does a couple of things, and then
That would be great.
Yeah. So I don't know, but in terms of like the bias in journalism, I don't think when I talk about bias, I'm not talking specifically about race. Sometimes there's so cold words where people instinctively think that's what you're going to.
The connotation is not that.
Right.
Yeah.
But I think bias can go on many aspects. It can be political.
Yeah.
It can be gender-based.
Yeah.
Obviously race-based.
Yeah.
It can run the gamut. Ageism. Mm-hmm. And so I think that it seems to me that a lot of the journalists, they're around our age now.
Yeah.
We're at the age now where these people are becoming, this is their career. They've been interns.
Yeah.
With us and moved on. I'm pretty sure people, when I worked at Billboard, I'm pretty sure some of them is like doing it. You know what I mean? Now,
really?
I think about how old I was then. But the problem with that is that I just think it's so much social media and everything is so it's grainy. It's not real. And so I feel like everything is about bias. It's about your opinion, and journalism shouldn't be opinion based. It should be fact based.
Yeah.
And so with Gail and Wendy, it's like you're making a decision not to interview her, not because you don't think that her story would draw viewers, but you're using your own personal feelings about her.
I still think it would make a great interview.
Well, you never know. I don't want to see Iyanla and Fix My Life.
No.
Although I love Iyanla, I don't need to see Wendy on there.
No.
But I think Wendy's going to end up somewhere. She's going to be with Judge Maybelline.
Oh.
Judge Judy. Somebody will give her a special.
Oh, definitely.
But we should make a bet. Who do you think is going to be? What network? NBC. Who's at NBC?
No, I think she's going to stay in Fox.
Well, there's no Fox show.
I think that it's going to be a special.
But you're saying on Fox. Who on Fox? There's no new. Fox doesn't. They have a news channel, but they don't have Fox like regular local.
I think it's just going to be a special, unless she does like
Well, who's going to interview her? Piers Morgan.
Ew. See, he's. I think Piers Morgan is extremely disrespectful. I don't want that.
Yeah, I don't want. I was joking.
Who could it be? I don't know. I would like someone female.
You saw the guy, what's his name? Fox analyst. One of their main guys. I can't remember his name, but Kristen Gillibrand was on there. You saw that clip? She was like, we want to see more women at the boardroom table. And he said, what about the men? And she's like, they're already there. Did you see that?
No.
I can't remember his name. Fox. Fuck. I can't remember his name. Damn it. I'll think of it. But yeah, so she was doing like the town hall, and then that's what he questioned her, and I was like, bro, it's like that's the whole like I don't know. To me, it's like, how do you not realize that's the whole key to whoops. Fuck. Silence of the Lambs.
Rah. Clarice.
Anyway.
It's so funny to me how, like, you know how when I say I want women to be empowered, I want women to go further, I'm not saying I want men to fail. I'm not saying I don't want men to be there. The problem is that they're already there.
Exactly.
You know, when I say, like, you know, like
Chris Wallace. Chris Wallace. So when I say, you know, that Black Lives Matter, I'm not saying no other life doesn't. Right. God, I hate when people say all lives matter. All lives matter when you say Black Lives Matter. Not that I go around saying Black Lives Matter, because now all of a sudden it's a terrorist group. How can there's nobody that runs Black Lives Matter. It's like people that, but it doesn't mean that all lives don't. Like, we know all lives matter.
I'm not saying about the black somebody else's life is worth less than yours.
And why every time black people come up with somebody, they gotta try to steal? Always try to steal their shit.
What?
Like the wobble. I'm saying, like, whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know why the wobble came up in my head, but you know, why they're gonna start doing it? You know,
listen,
line dances. You know,
line dance.
They're gonna make a country song out of, you know, whatever. And
I thought country was for everybody.
No.
So it's okay for an Australian to sing country music, but not a black American?
Tell that to Lil Nas X. Like,
that's what I'm saying. It's okay for, what's his face?
Keith Urban.
I was about to say Keith Sweat.
You have to sell my feed. Did you like it? Better had. All you mofos out there liking stuff, and I post stuff, you better like it.
Yeah, those posts have been giving me life, though. But it's okay for Keith Sweat, an Australian, to sing country.
Keith Urban.
My God, Keith Urban. There's only one Keith.
Right in the room.
There's only one Keith. Clearly, to me, there's only one Keith in music.
Oh my God.
I'm not saying, but I don't know. I don't get that. I don't get that. Country music, like, a black American can't sing country music, but this guy from Australia can. Okay. All right. Them's the rules.
Is it right and wrong way to love someone, listen to music? And country music is only open to certain hues. So they say. But the people that actually create the music don't feel that way, supposedly, in public.
Supposedly.
But somebody is making choices. But this is the American way. If everybody got along, everybody agreed with each other.
Would you consider Billy Ray Cyrus one of the granddaddies of music?
No.
But
he's like my same age as me.
Granddad, okay, maybe your uncle. He's the uncle of music.
See, that's another thing. You see all these women talking about don't call me auntie.
Really? Why?
Oprah and Gail was like, don't call me auntie. Ava DuVernay, don't call me auntie.
Really?
Yeah, it's like, I was an aunt. Well, no, because my brother had his kids in his 30s. But there are, like, my uncle.
Right.
My uncle was an uncle at 11.
Yeah.
My aunt was an aunt at 16. It's like, it's a term of endearment. Like, give me a damn break.
Y'all could call me auntie. I'm good with that. You know what? I'm good for you looking at me as an elder stateswoman, someone here for not only to ease your spirit and your mind, but to go to for advice. So you can call me auntie.
I guess they want to be called sis. But no.
Nah, sis.
Once you after a certain age, like
You auntie, boo.
but I've been telling you to call me grandma the day you had kids. I was like, call me grandma. But I was just between me and you. I don't.
Yeah, no. And the reason that came up, everyone who's listening, is because I'm always like, whenever I'm talking, I'm like, oh, mama ain't up for that. Talking about myself, and you call yourself grandma.
Because I'm older than her, so. But it's like I don't need everybody else saying it.
Okay,
especially
grandma.
since I look younger than you know. Is that funny?
That's hilarious.
Okay.
You don't look younger than me, but you're funny.
Mm-hmm.
You do look young though. I will give you that.
Thanks. Appreciate it.
Yeah, younger than me. I don't
Wait
know.
till I dye my hair. You ain't gonna say shit. My hair gonna be
I think
dyed
I found a
and
gray
out.
hair the other day, by the way.
Well, it's coming. You know what's bad? When you start finding gray hairs in places you didn't know you could get gray hair.
Yeah.
Let's just leave it at that.
I know. Well, that happened. Yeah.
I bought a razor the other day. Like, fuck this. I'm over it.
Oh, these motherfuckers ain't staying. Well, homie,
Yes.
I love you,
Mm-hmm.
and you're enough.
Thanks, you too. Where can they find us?
Yep, yeah, yes, 18 on Instagram and Twitter. Oh, and Facebook.
But not the 18. The
No,
Yep,
it's just
Yeah,
Yep, Yeah,
show.
Yes show on Facebook. Add us, booze.
At us. We got a lot of likes. You know, we weren't on the show last week.
Last week
Congrats
was a funny
to your
show.
new nephew.
Oh, yeah.
And so, you know, we took a hiatus. It was fine. Just a day.
Do you wanna shout out anybody?
Yes, I'd like to shout out my mother, who consistently listens. Your
Morning
brother, who consistently listens. My friend Missy, who listens. I don't know about consistently, but I know she listens. Because I mentioned something. She's like, oh yeah, and then she tells it back to me. I'm like, oh damn. I get nervous because
Yeah.
like people are actually listening.
Yeah.
My friend Mel, like a bunch of people are listening. And you know, I know there's strangers out there. Strangers in the night.
But start adding me, boo. Oh my
You're
god.
okay?
I just got so scared.
You saw a bug? An
Yeah.
ant?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh my word. I want to say this. You know what I appreciated. I know I have a roller coaster of emotion, but Lieutenant Colonel Awesome called me, gave me feedback, and then hung up, which was like,
That's what you appreciate.
yeah, it was like the drive-by, and I can't tell you how much I loved it.
That's
Or
good.
like I'll get like a random text from Lieutenant Colonel Awesome. Well, he's caught up now, but Lieutenant Colonel Awesome, it'll be like, it's such and such, when we're like talking about like, I can't remember what's this thing, and he'll be listening and he'll know the answer, and just I'll get a random text, no context, but I genuinely love it.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
So homie,
Yes.
how's your cough?
That was the beginning of the show.
Um.
It's fine. It's fine.
Wow.
It's good.
Wow.
Thanks for asking.
Okay. Well, I love you.
Love you too.
You're enough.
Yeah. You too.
Yeah. All right.
Love you. Bye.
Love you. Mean it. Bye.
Bye.